Exactly.
Looks like we're about to go live into the knife round. Of course, it's the third map, which means they knife 4 sides. About to finally get underway here. And I don't know what side would you still want to start on Inferno here?
Say that again, sorry.
What side would you pick if you won the knife round? CT side?
Really doesn't matter to me. I think it's a very evenly played map. I mean, if you've got some good strats on the T side and you've got that control and that confidence around A and A apps, then I'll probably go for the T, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people would like to pick the CT, but I think a lot of people fail to realise how important it is to put those smokes down to relay that control. And a lot of people don't really know or understand how to hold, say, B. You see a lot on public servers, on MM and ESCA. A lot of people go, yeah, I want to pick B to hold, but they never know how to.
Someone's going to call out my research here, but if you looked at HLTV, the most recent 20, 30 maps between top however many sides on Inferno, I reckon more than not have been T-sided. So I reckon Inferno has been playing, at least the top level, has been playing T-sided so far. Which
would that be your pick personally? I mean,
no,
no,
I wouldn't. Even though it is T-sided, I think that you've always got a better chance of staging a comeback on the T-side. So even if it is a little bit T-sided, then I'd probably still choose CT-sided. But I reckon it's playing T-sided in the most part. Which there's probably people talking in Twitch chat right now saying I'm an idiot.
Well, everyone's got their own opinion.
But, I am, but I think I'm right about this.
Yeah. Everyone's got their opinion on it, but yeah, myself, T side, and I just want this game to get on. You know, we've got quite a few games I think to be casting and commentating this evening, so hopefully they live it up, and it looks like they're doing just that. So I think, guys, viewers, we can get into this and finally witness the first round.
Yeah, we're underway here at Kettering Stadium for the deciding map here between Enclave and Stickmen. And it looks like we've got a little bit of utility smoke and a flash on Boaster as Enclave opt to get some information at mid early on, but they are just charging up Banana with the bulk of the players. Looks like they're opting for a fast approach. But wait, there's more. They're backing off. They've given those audio cues, and that's pulled the rotations off A. There's only 1.5 men left on A. Shane's quickly rotating back to Arch as he's figured out what's going on. And he gets there in time to greet Stickmen as they come out top mids, come out top brackets, and he gets 1, 2, 3 frags. Fantastic from Shane.
That's what
Fantastic
you need from
performance. And looks like Whisk and the Cavalry are arriving to drop the bomb and to close out the round. Shane had to go big there. It was him or nothing, and he did.
Exactly. Great little bit of mind game there coming from the Stickmen, obviously forcing the rotate off of A onto B, and leaving was it Whisk? I think no, it wasn't Whisk. Shaney, sorry, on his own on A. But he stayed calm and collective and took those T's out one at a time with that USP. Beautiful play from him, and obviously finally getting backed up by Whisk. So yeah, it's 1-0 to Enclave. Good round from them, and good solid defence.
That just shows you the strategy effectively worked. They pulled all of the rotations off A, but AIM won the day. It's a beautiful game, CS, but sometimes just one guy who's really good with his mouse and his keyboard can overcome a good strategy there from the Stickmen. So they're on the eco. They've gone for a force buy here, and things have started at a pretty slow pace here on the second round. Looks like they've got some banana control. Looks like they've got some control of apartments, and Enclave are opting to play from A site. Not really contesting mid too heavily. You've got Shaney with an MP9, so backing away even further. So they're saying that, look, we'll give you brackets control, we'll give you banana control, we'll play from sites, we're going to trust our weapons and utility to hold you off when you actually push. But that's not happening yet. Looks like we've got a bit of a Mexican
bit of a standoff. I was going to say that, yeah, it looks like Stickmen and Enclave are both just opting to hold, play passively, and they're waiting for each other to make a mistake, overextend, and therefore that'll allow them to pick each other off. But neither of them are giving anything away whatsoever. But obviously times are ticking. It's 40 seconds left on the clock, so we're going to see a rotate round from A onto B now. Then Stickmen have full control of Bananas. So it looks like we're going to see a B execute. Looks like we've got 2 players on B, 3 on A, so it's going to be interesting to see if they do anything here to defend the site. Whisk does prove that with Trials that they can do just that, defend the site, and they absolutely obliterate Stickmen. Obviously, they didn't have much of armor or utility to work with, but Good try from Stickmen, but unfortunately wasn't good enough to take the B side off of the CTs.
That's the risk that you run playing from site there, is that you don't get any information, which means when the hit does come in, the guys that are on site, they're it. They have to get the majority of the frags, but Whisk and Trials came good there. Whisk carrying over his good form from Nuke. He's my pick for this this series, so let's see if he can keep
Who's
it
that,
up.
sorry?
Whisk.
Whisk, yeah. No, I think you're right with that analysis. He's definitely proved to be the MVP of most of the games. But going back to this round, Shaney picks up, I think that was a 4K, and Whisk taking the 5th. It's the 3rd round in Enclave's favour. But obviously the T's can buy now, that being Stickmen, so it's going to be intriguing to see who can win this round, that being round 4.
Yeah, so they got quite a bit of money there. They got $600 per kill with those SMGs from Top Mid, Shaney and Sheiky. And it looks like they're opting to go for... This is a weird mix of a no-upgrade round. They've got the SMGs and the FAMAS, but they've also bought an AWP into it. So a little bit of a combination of approaches. And it looks like an aggressive peek is coming in from Whisk at top car, which gets smoked off. But it gives them a little bit of information on Banana. Are they attempting a boost? No, they're falling back onto the B site. So that's Banana control gain for the Stickmen.
Yeah, it looks like Stickmen are opting for a similar kind of strat as they, stratted out last round, which is just a bit of control within apps. 3 over A, 2 at B Banana, and I think we're going to see something, very much similar, which is going to be a bit of control on A, see what they can opt for, and then probably rotate around to B Banana. But we're going to have to wait and see if they want to commit to that A site or not. But it's intriguing to see what they're doing, because obviously time is ticking away, but there's a bit of team attacking.
That's Boaster again.
There is a radar on their screen, is it there?
I don't know, maybe not. There's some sort of radar for Boaster, but it's not working.
It's not like it's an important round or anything for Stickmen.
No, not at all. So it looks like they've given up the Banana control that they've gotten. They push the CTs back on site, so they don't need to hold that anymore, and they're starting to group up towards brackets. They're opting for a finish towards a Molotov on Shaney and a Molotov on Mr. Hoy to put down if the hit comes in. But looks like they've dumped their utility and they're moving back to B again late. Unfortunately, Enclave hasn't retaken that Banana control, so they're sitting there on site. Whisk has his AWP, of course. Trials only with a FAMAS, but he does have a Molotov to stop. So if he throws that Molotov down soon, they're going to have to run through a Molotov, and Trials really should be doing that. Whether he gets this Molotov timing right. I think he misses it slightly. They get in front of the utility as it comes in, but they just absolutely murder them. Really?
Yeah, brilliant little teamwork coming from Charles and Whisk. Whisk obviously getting a nice pick with the AWP, and the Molotov obviously bodes very well for their defence also. So yeah, good round in Enclave's favour yet again, and that's going to be 4 rounds to Stickmen 0.
Yeah, look, if you have a look at, I think Trials has just pointed out in chat, we've played 4 rounds, and between them, Stickmen have 1 frag. 1.
Absolutely.
4 rounds.
Yeah, they need to pull something out of the hat soon.
I'm no mathematician, but you need more than 1.
You do, indeed. Yeah, absolutely. I'd agree with you there.
And look, they've got, they're on the eco again, so...
Yeah.
Wow.
And they can obviously buy next round if they want to, whether they win or lose. But to be honest, they need to definitely win a round sooner rather than later if they want to stay in this game. The CTs are doing very well to defend the sites. You've got to take their hats. Got to take your hats off to them, but we're interested to see what Jaden can do with the 250 from Balcony. Obviously, they know exactly where he is now. Pulse is trying to come around to support his teammate. Does just that, takes him out with a deagle. That's 1 kill in his favour. It's 4v4 right now. Obviously, they're opting for an A execute. Pulse doubles up, goes to the third, but unfortunately doesn't get it. Shaney takes him out eventually with the SMG. Boaster gets a good kill onto Shaney. Whisk gets a good kill with the CZ onto JD. Now it's Whisk and Charles against Boaster here. The bomb has obviously been planted. What can they do? Can they retake this? Looks like they're going to go together bravely. Is it going to be enough? Just about. 6 HP on Trials. Almost gets taken out. Stickmen almost get around, but unfortunately they do not. And that 0 remains on their scoreboard side.
They made something from nothing there because they invested very little into that round, and they've undone some of the economic advantage that Enclave have had because they've, well, look how much money they have. Maybe they haven't.
They're balling.
But they've only just made Shaney and Sheiky rebuy off their SMGs. So they'd held their SMGs for 5 rounds, as only 1 kill for Stickmen across those first 4 rounds, and they are absolutely minted.
Minted indeed. Even if they lose the next couple of rounds, they've still got a
rebuy
nice bit
for
of
days.
Rebuy for days, exactly. Pulse is opting to play a little bit aggressively with his teammate there up Banana, trying to get Whisk away from that position, but he's going to stay there. He's going to remain brave. Will it pay off? Unfortunately, it does not, as Pulse pummels him with bullets through the wood, takes him out, and then makes it a good 4v5 situation in Stickmen's favour, man advantage-wise. And looks like they're going to remain at A. Not going to rush into anything too quickly. Charles is hoping that they do just that, but unfortunately, they're going to make him wait.
Yeah, so they've taken the top banana control here, and the compensation has come in. Shaney, probably, yes. Shaney is rotating over into Ruins, and they're opting for 2-2. A lot of teams in this scenario would play only the 1 on B and try to maybe gamble 3 towards A a little bit, or they might make an information play. But it looks like they're playing a passive 2-2 setup. So one of the crossfires is going to have to be very, very fruitful in order for this to work. It looks like they're opting for a bit of a B execute. Pulse lining up the smoke there for CT. They've got a bit of extra utility as well, so they can probably find a rotation for Ruins. Boaster is putting some pressure on mid. That hasn't baited the rotation back from Shaney over to the A side, so they're still going to face 2 on B when the execute comes in, and in it comes. 1 for Shaney, returning from Jadam. Trials gets 1, Trials gets 2. Pulse finally cleans up Trials, and they take the bomb site in a 2v2. Because that hit happened so late, the rotation is only just beginning. They're both opting to rotate through Banana, but there's plenty of time for the Stickmen to set up quite a decent afterplant. Yeah,
overall good execution there from Stickmen. Well deserved, getting onto the site, planting the bomb, but now obviously it's all down to the defense, trying to repulse Shiki and Mahoy off the site. To kill them, they do just that. 5 to Stickmen's 1. Good round for them overall. Good execution. Good play. Good little fake on A as well, just to confuse them a little bit just before they do execute. And yeah, good job. Can they keep this going? Hopefully they can.
Well, look, they've got another decent buy out. It looks like they have done... there's still maybe one more buy in the tank for Enclave, but they're starting to work their way back into this half and just making sure it's winning the second follow-up round after finally breaking onto the board can be the toughest. This is the key. And it looks like Enclave are giving up banana control for free, which is an interesting approach. They're not even contesting that at all, not making Stickmen spend really much utility at all to give away a lot of information. So we saw that got them in trouble last time, because when the hit finally came in, the rotations couldn't essentially start until the hit was completed, and they already really had the site. So interesting to see if they get punished with that very same thing here. Looks like they're fighting for brackets control a little bit more, with Shaney peeking into mid from long side and that smoke utility coming in to slow them down a little bit. But a little bit of a lull in pace as they joust for map control.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm liking what Stickmen have been doing in the recent rounds, which is play a nice simple default, see where they should go, and you know, try and get as much information as they possibly can before they choose a site to execute onto. I mean, they try to get a little bit of a pick there on, I think it was B, but unfortunately Pulse goes down, and it's going to be 4v5 right now. Obviously, Enclave with the man advantage. Shiki hoping for a little peek here from maybe Boaster or another T, but it's not looking likely, as most of the Ts are rotating or have already rotated round 2B. Of course, you've got Boaster trying to lurk, trying his best to get a kill, but Shiki denies him that kill, and they have to go now, Stickmen. They've got 15 seconds left on the clock. They need to kill whoever is on B side, as well as get the bomb down. Charles says no, goodbye. Shaney says goodbye as well with a nice Kobe, taking out Jadam, and that's going to be 6-1.
Really curious from Pulse, who, after having gotten banana control for free, decided to go for a little bit of a waltz into B site, no flash, just his AK out, knowing that he's seen the AWP from Whisk on B site before. So that's a little bit of a weird decision and put them at a disadvantage. There's really no upside for that play.
No,
like,
yeah.
Boaster, here we go. He's opened there.
Yeah, he's opened
early on with an AWP peak. So that puts the pressure on Enclave. How are they going to position their 4 players?
Yep, going to be intriguing. I mean, obviously they lost the last round. They definitely want this round 8 to make it 6-2. Can Stickmen do that? It's going to be intriguing to see if they can. Shiki is denying the dream, taking Roma out with the M4. It's going to be 4v4. Even playing field still. 1 minute and 21 seconds left on the clock. They, of course, still have plenty of time to execute wherever they want to. So the world is their oyster. Where will they go? We are yet to find out.
We have a double AWP T side. AWP's in the hands of Jadam and Boaster. And how to finish a round with 2 AWPs on the T side of Inferno.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that documentary.
No, I mean, I would like, you know, obviously witnessing Whisk's and Trials' hold on B is proven to be very effective. I mean, obviously Stickmen only have one round, so I would like Stickmen to try and opt for maybe a bit of more of an A execute. I think they need to try that maybe a little bit more often just to see if there's any weak spots on that site, which are yet to be tested. Shiki in a brilliant position, but unfortunately only gets one kill. JD, good turnaround, killing him with the CZ to return. 30 seconds left on the clock. Mr. Hoy smoked off, so the only place he can peek is where he killed Jaden, which is balcony. Oh, shoots through the smoke. Hacks are on, or not. Or maybe it's just good intuition.
Back in the chat. Of course, he just spammed the default plant spot.
Yes,
Boaster
of course. It wasn't that impressive, but it was good, and it does it justice. Whisk takes the final one out, that being Boaster, and unfortunately, Stickmen, you did try A, did try and find a weak spot, but you didn't find any, and it's going to be 7-1 to Enclave.
Yeah, they're really struggling with the finishes. They're getting the map control easy enough. They are definitely getting banana control that's not really even being contested all that hotly by Enclave. They seem to be okay at taking control of top, mid, and brackets, but they're absolutely fluffing with finishes at the moment. Maybe they're just leaving them a little bit too late. I'm not really sure what the answer is.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
But they have to find it. They have to find it quickly because they're running out of rounds, and this is the deciding map.
Exactly, and they're getting all of that control, like you just mentioned, but it's what you do with that control, which is vital, and unfortunately they're not doing enough. Look at this again with Trials, good Molotov, spraying down Stickmen. Unfortunately, Whisk doesn't get him. He gets taken out by Jadam eventually, but a brilliant hold again from the B side. We've got Cheeky, Shaney, Mahoy, Mr. Mahoy, should I say, trying their best to retake, and they don't even need to try their best right there. They just take Jadam out, and it's going to be now 8-1 into Enclave's favour. Yeah,
they've got the bomb plant. Minor consolation prize will improve the quality of the buy for the next round.
Indeed.
But look, they've got to find something soon. They're going to have to try. They're going to have to try a different approach. The executes on B aren't finishing. Maybe they can contact him with the AWP. But they're going to have to put more pressure on Enclave when they get that map control to try bait out some of that utility to make those finishes less difficult. Because right now they're really struggling, and they're running out of rounds to find the answer.
Surprisingly enough, Nuke was closer, so it's a bit of a shock here. Again, you get surprises after surprises in CSGO, and yet we're experiencing yet another one. But look, again, control up banana, but again, they've got the control. What are you going to do with it? Whisk and Trials are doing phenomenally well on B. Are they going to opt for that, or are they going to rotate round to A? We have to wait and see. But hopefully Pulse this time can get the entry, which is vital for his teammates to get onto site and to finish up the rest, whoever may be trying to defend.
Yeah, so they've thrown a little bit of utility early, which has baited out the Molotov of Whisk, I believe. So they've still got Trials' Molotov. That such is the economy of Enclave that they have to work so hard to get the utility out of the hands of Enclave to make a finish on B actually possible. Actually viable. And you've got Whisk playing close to the smoke there. It looks like they're going to try retake banana control. The flash comes in. The flash is very, very effective. Whisk gets one, but whiffs on the second. And whether or not Stickmen explode off the back of that, they do. But, wow, Trials with a very, very effective counter flash, allowing him to take down Roma and Pulse. And that's another round done and dusted. Shaney comes in to rotate to try and save the day. It looks like they're teasing the entrance of the B bomb site. Boaster gets one, and wow, finds a second. All of a sudden, Stickmen, it's possible. They can find that all-elusive second round.
And the round isn't over just yet. That was a brilliant individual play from Boaster, picking up one, but 2 kills up on B. Unfortunately for Jadam, he's forced away from new boxes as the Molotov comes in. Boaster gets taken up by Mr. Hoy, and now it just leaves Jadam in a 1v2 situation, getting some damage caused from the Molotov, but Cheeky takes him out eventually. Doesn't let him burn alive, instead shoots him in the head, and that's going to be 9-1 to Enclave.
Yeah, look, really, really effective play from Enclave to set Whisk up next to that smoke. Trials has thrown the flash over the roof, allowing them... Whisk only got one frag out of that, and you'd normally say normal intelligence would say a 1-for-1 trade for the CT side isn't actually effective, but he not only did he get the frag, he got information on the position of 2 further terrorists, which allowed that early rotation to come in from Shaney over from Arch towards the B side of the map and help them actually hold. It also helped that Trials got a couple of frags with a very, very effective counter flash from Coil, so really good work from him, continuing their vice-like grip on the B bomb site, which Stickmen still haven't been able to break. So it looks like they're trying something maybe a little bit more over towards apartments at the minute.
Yeah, indeed. And like you were saying just then, timing is absolutely everything, and it's vital on B. If one of your teammates gets taken out and you're the only one left on B, it's just to hide, buy your teammates time to rotate round to support you to win that retake. And it's exactly what they've been doing, and that's why there is such a big gap in the scoreboard right now, because their B defense is proving to be quite effective. JD flashed down a little bit, trying to push around to short with his teammate Jadam in balcony to support, but can they do anything here? Because the CTs are playing very passively here, and all they need the T's to do is to walk into sight so they can pop their heads. That's what they're hoping they'll do, but unfortunately Bosa doesn't get that kill. Very close though for Shiki not to die there. He's left with 27 HP, 45 seconds left on the clock. The T's need to decide what they want to do, and it looks like an A execution is exactly what's going to be occurring right now.
The players are towards are all towards A, so it looks like the A finish is coming in. They push Shiki back in towards Arch, and Library and CT spawn with that aggression towards Arch, which means that there's one fewer player to defend the A bomb site. But looks like Shiki's made his way back into Library, but he gets taken down by JDD, which now means it's all on Mr. Hoy to hold the A bomb site. He doesn't get any frags. Shady finds one, but he's quickly traded by Boaster, and that's the bomb site in the 4v2 after plant for Stickmen. And it looks like they will finally be able to bring up that that second round.
Yeah, they've got economy to buy next round, so they're probably going to go for the retake just to see what happens. Charles is going into balcony, as we can see. It's going to be very difficult for them to actually retake anything right now, and I'm eating my words. Are they going to go for this or not? I think they should.
If we have a look at where Whisk is on the minimap in T spawn, I don't think he has much intention of going for it. Their money is all right, but I think the couple of extra guns will maybe allow them to have a little bit of a juicier buy, a little bit more utility coming into the next round, which will make it all the harder for Stickmen to avoid getting reset. Stickmen are still well and truly in this game if they can get a small handful of rounds here. If they can get 5 or 6, they'll well and truly have a chance of locking out the CT side. But any fewer than, I'm going to say 4, and
it's going to be a very difficult climb back, if they don't get any more than that. And I'm looking at Pulse right now. He's got the AWP. I just really want him to kind of play a little bit more aggressively and use his AWP to get an early pick in the round, because that will make all the difference for Stickmen to have more of a chance to get that third round, which they definitely do and need. I mean, 3 on B, this is an interesting. I mean, normally it's Whisk and Trials that are just holding it passively, but this is a different strat. So will Stickmen expect this? Looks like Roma does just that, expect it, and takes Whisk straight out of the game. But are they going to think there's 1 on B, or are they going to think there's more than that?
No, I think Stickmen will be wise to a 3B setup. It's the first time that's happened this half, but I think Boaster and Co are experienced enough to recognise that the possibility of a third B player there, and indeed they don't explode on getting that first pick, so they're choosing to reset and reposition on the back of that man advantage. They're working the brackets control here. Pulse comes in along with Boaster and takes down Hoy and Shiki, and that opens up the A bomb site. Only Shaney left to defend, and he's become flashed on default. Jadam cleans him up. 5 still alive. Shaney is probably going to have no choice but to save. That is the consolidating round in there for Stickmen, so they've avoided getting reset, and they've given themselves a really, really good chance to get themselves back into this match. Yeah,
exactly what you're saying just at the beginning of this round. I mean, if they can win this one, which it looks likely they're going to do, they can get back in this game. And yeah, hopefully this will be more of an even game than we originally thought. 9-2, but now it's going to be 9-3, and the gap is only getting closer.
Yeah, Stickmen have had to work really, really hard for these first, well, the second and third rounds. They're about to pick up their third. And they may have just earned themselves a freebie. Shaney only has the AK, and I think if we have a look at the money, I don't think they can afford another buy over at Enclave. They'll be happy with the 9 rounds, so they'll be happy to give away one more. But that will help Stickmen's cause greatly if they can get around on the cheap.
Exactly. They've got a bit of momentum now. A bit of well, a nice bit of money in the bank too, going into round 13. Now, all they really need to do is concentrate on getting this 4th round in their favour.
Oh, the force comes in from Enclave. That's they seem to have found more money than I expected. No utility on Mr. Hoy, but still plenty of utility on the rest of Enclave. Only the Famus on Shiki, of course. So they'll be well and truly reset if they lose this one. Stickmen have found the last 2 rounds over an A. So that seems to be going a lot better for them than running into the vice hold that is Trials and Whisk. And the 3B setup is coming out again from Enclave.
Yeah, that's what I was smirking at. It's interesting to see them do this yet again, and be interested to see if that actually works out this time for them. But all this information is being relayed to the teammates on A, and this is what we're going to see right now. An execution coming in from Stickmen on site A. Shiki, nice nade there, causing some good damage onto Boaster, and now they are fully aware that it's going to be an A execute, obviously because of the banana push.
Are they fast enough to take advantage of it before Shaney rotates his way back into the A bomb site? It looks like he's not committing to holding Arch, just peeking down the Arch. Mr. Hoy really needs to get multiple frags here. He only gets one. Shiki, however, finds Boaster over at long A.
I love
the
this
bomb
spot.
comes in. No, it's not at long A. He's hiding on A side. He manages to stop the bomb plant. He's an absolute weasel.
Sneaky
He's found
Shiki.
his way. Sneaky Shiki stops the bomb plant and clutches the round out for Enclave, unless Jadam and Pulse can do something about it. But Whisk and Mr. Hoy have other ideas, and that's the 10th round. Double figures up for Enclave.
Yeah, beautiful play there from Shiki. Like we said, being very sneaky. Good round for him, and that was he definitely is the game changer in that round, being round 13. That's going to be 10-3 to Enclave. Very unfortunate for Stickmen because they did get onto site. I think they managed to get the bomb down as well, didn't they? Or no, he didn't. They was just about to
Shiki
finish
stopped
planting,
him. Sneaky
and then he
Shiki
stopped him in a nick of time.
Yeah, look, that shows a little bit of a lack of confidence from Stickmen because they had the positioning all right. They had the two players only on A, and they just didn't really trust their instincts there, and just took a little bit too much time to get the A finish out. And Shiki well and truly put a stick in their spokes and tripped them off their bicycle.
Absolutely, and that was unfortunate for them. But if you don't check the site, if you don't clear your surroundings before planting the bomb, especially with no cover, then you're going to get punished. And exactly what happened. And JD is trying his best to get that kill into Pit on Mr. Hoy. He does just that. Pulse lurking around. You need to be the game changer here, Pulse, and get this kill. But unfortunately, Shiki says, nope, I'm going to change your game. Takes him out with the AWP. And now it's looking more and more likely Enclave are going to get that 11th round, which they've been looking to get.
Yes, it's looking unlikely. The bomb plant hasn't happened yet, and all three CTs are already at long. And on the bomb plant, they're about to explode. The bomb plant itself will give a tip to where one of the players are. Boaster finds 1 and 2 and gives himself an outside chance. He's in a 1v1. He knows where Trials is, and Boaster finds the 3K when his team desperately needs him to put another round on the board. He does it for them. And look at this, Enclave. A little bit light on money. Can Stickmen get that 5th round? I said they needed at least 4 to give themselves any hope.
Got that. It's looking likely to be at 5 rounds now.
Maybe. I mean, they don't have the best of money themselves, but they're doing better than Enclave at the minute. So 5 rounds. Can they do it?
Exactly. I think it's possible that they will be able to win this this round and make it 10-5. But going back to obviously Boaster's play there, brilliant play from him. Obviously we saw that on B as well. In doing a 180, taking out 2 players on B. He's played pretty well this game so far.
Sometimes you need that individual spark to get things going when the car won't start. He's
Exactly.
the jumper cables.
You need the spark to light that fire, of course, and that's what he's doing. And his teammates are obviously giving him a bit of a boost in confidence and morale, and hopefully that will help them win this this final round on the first half.
Yeah, it looks like a more conventional setup. They've abandoned the 3B approach, have Enclave opting to play more from sites, which is an interesting approach considering they only have CZ. So they're going to put a lot of faith into the 12 bullets they have in those clips, and hope those crossfires can get the job done. And it looks like they're testing the so far so good hold of Trials and Whisk on the B bomb site, but they've only got a CZ each. So if this crossfire gets broken, then the other is probably going to fall quickly thereafter.
Indeed, and that was quite ballsy there from Shiki. It works out for him in the end. Nice little shot with the CZ, but the T's are opting for a push onto B, and 3v3, yes, but look at the utility, look at the health on the CTs, not looking likely to be able to retake, but saying that, nice little nade there from Shiki on Banana. It's going to be Boaster and Pulse in a 2v3 situation right now. Of course, the bomb has been planted. Boaster gets taken out by Shiki with the UMP, and at least Pulse in a 1v3. Gets 1 kill, goes for the second. Can he get it? Waiting patiently. Was going to peek, but rightly so does not. Gets flashed out. No kit on Shaney. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Come on, Pulse. What can you do? Gets Shiki. Goes for the second. Wins the round. 10-5 to CTs, but Stickmen taking that last round.
That's back-to-back 1v3 heroics from Boaster, then by Pulse in that round there to keep them alive in this best of 3.
Now, this makes it all the more interesting. A minute ago, or say a few minutes ago, if not more, it looked like Enclave were dominating, and they were dominating at one stage, but Stickmen have done a good job of getting back into this game. If they can win this eco, they're going to bridge this gap.
Right, sorry about that. I hope they didn't make it.
That's all right.
Yes.
You got to cough once in a while. But the round has commenced. Straight in to this second half. The first round being... The first round in the second half, yes.
Yes,
It's a long
that's
day.
where we are. They've got pistols out. And look for a slightly slower approach. If you remember Stickmen, they ran up Banana and then ran back down Banana, and they were up and they were down. And
Yeah, playing the mind games.
Shane, you managed to pick off 3 or 4. You know, he was isolated at long, and he managed to go big.
Exactly. The strat was working pretty well, but not well enough. Like you just said, they all got completely destroyed by his USP. All headshots that being. But you've got 1 minute and 10 seconds left on this round, that being round 16. Looking likely Enclave are going to go for this A execute. They do have a bit of utility to work with as well. Is it going to be enough? We have to wait and see. We have 2 players on A and 3 on B. This is going to be a brilliant little execution if they can take advantage of that man advantage, and they do just that. It's going to be a 4v3 situation right now. The T's obviously going to plant the bomb right, and the bomb is planted. And now we've got Pulse, Roma, and JD in a 3v4 situation. Can they retake? They're going to have to hurry up and do so. Pulse says, yes, we can. Takes Mr. Hoy out with the USP. And now it's going to be a slow retake. And they can do a nice slow retake because one of them does actually have a kit.
They have the kit smoke. Whether they use that smoke on the bomb or not, they do. Does he have the guts to stick the bomb plant? It's not going to be an option. Doesn't even get to the bomb.
Nope.
Cheeky Trials taking down Roma and JDD respectively to take that all-important pistol round for Enclave.
Yeah, nice try there from Stickmen. It looked like they might be able to retake that, but unfortunately Shiki denies that dream. Round 17, 11-5 to Enclave.
Yes, look, and it looks like Stickmen have acknowledged that they are in a little bit of trouble, so they've gone and invested a little bit into this round to try and pinch one back off Enclave. It looks like they were going to do just that on the first half as well, but didn't manage to actually convert. Pretty orthodox setup here from Stickmen. They are actually contesting Banana Control, which is a slightly different approach to that of Enclave, who had Trials and Whisk largely playing from the B-bomb site and giving it up, and really effectively holding it from the site itself and using their utility and crossfires really, really well. But it's Pulse and Roma at the top of Banana. It looks like they're going to have their work cut out from them as Enclave, as a pack of 4, work up Banana. Going to need multiple frags here from the boys. The flash is about to come in. Is Roma going to be wise enough to play anti-flash, or is he going to stare into the flashbang? No, rather Whisk picks it dry around the corner. Pulse gets one with the CZ, and in they go.
Yeah, nice kill from Pulse there. JD taking out Shiki whilst he's running away as best he can to get to his teammates on B. Trials takes out Pulse with the AK, getting the control onto B, which they need to obviously plant the bomb. Bomb goes down, of course, as we are witnessing on our screens, and now it leaves Jaden, Boaston, and JD to try their best to retake. Unfortunately, doesn't do a good job at retaking that site. As we can see on our screens, it's now 12-5 to Enclave. Good execution from them. And not the best defense, unfortunately, but what can you say? They don't have the utility or the weaponry really to defend right now.
Look, we saw this on Nuke. They got the map control. Very simple variations, and really they just had very, very simple aim-based finishes, based largely on Whisk. Whisk gets the entry frag onto Roma on the top of Banana there again. And why change a winning formula?
Exactly. And, you know, it's proving to be pretty effective for Enclave right now. I mean, it's looking more and more unlikely as the rounds commence that Stickmen are going to be able to get back into this game. Obviously, they haven't yet had a full buy on the second half, so we're yet to see what they can do with that buy. But going into the round, Enclave are storming B as quickly as they possibly can. Roma and Pulse get taken out by Whisk. Him getting a double kill there, and the bomb has been planted on Coffins. What can Jaden and Boaster and JD do? Probably not much, just to get some exit kills and try and get some guns to go into the round 19 with some sort of weaponry.
That's it. They're going to be lurking around the corners in the dark alleys, looking to burgle a gun off Enclave. And there is Boaster. Reaches into Shiki's pockets and pulls out his wallet and his AK-47. And Boaster will be... Oh, is he going to get the AK? Oh, it's only a UMP. Unlucky. He's opened up the wallet and there's only a fiver in there. Disappointing.
Disappointing.
Wasn't happy with that. He dies anyway. Doesn't even get to keep the fiver. Doesn't even get to spend it on sweets. He's done.
Done and dusted. Out of the game.
That's it. Right. Running out of rounds now. We're going to need something from Stickmen, and they have pulled out the double op. They saw them get around on Nuke with the double op with Pulse and Boaster, but it was too late. and it's going to be too late here. Starts to feel like it.
Yeah, but unfortunately didn't have the opportunity to do this earlier in the second half. It's going to be intriguing to see if they can pull this off now. Considering it's 13-5, they need to do this. They need to pull something out of the bag. They need to win this round with the double AWP. If they get destroyed now, there's no way they can come back.
Yeah, this is the last chance saloon, really. They got the no upgrade from Enclave. They did the same sort of philosophy on CT side where Shaney and Sheiky managed to keep their MP9s and UMPs quite deep into like the 5th, 6th round. And we're seeing it again, Shaney and Whisk still with their MAC 10s, and looks like they're going for the simple 4-1 CS, grouping up the top of Banana, going to go for a simple finish with some nades, but Pulse gets one before they even start the engine. The Molotov comes out onto New Box and boosted at CT. Roman manages to get one, but Trials responds. It's now 2v4.
Yeah, good play there from Pulse. Unfortunately, doesn't get the kill onto Trials. He's left in New Box with 23 HP. Now 0 as he gets taken out with his AK-47. And now it's going to be Sheiky and Trials against 3 CTs. Can they get the bomb down and can they plant the bomb? Not looking likely because it's now in the possession of JD and his teammates. Trials and Sheiky left to try and get this bomb, retrieve it and get the bomb down on the site. But unfortunately for them, they get taken out by both JDam and Boaster.
Boaster managed to find Sheiky through the smoke there. I think he was might have seen Sheiky spamming his traces there.
Definitely.
Trials tried to be a little bit clever, tried to throw the smoke on the other side of the existing smoke to allow him to pick up the bomb to at least give them a chance for the after plant, but JDam was having none of it, and that is the first buy round to the favour of the Stickmen. They need to, of course, consolidate. Still plenty of money on Enclave because they went for the no upgrade philosophy. And this is where it's key. They've given up the double AWP. They're back down to only the one AWP on Boaster, who
nice
is getting
spammed
spammed from the bridge. Second mid spamming into apps, and he's lost half of his HP, 3/4 of his HP. But he's got an AWP, so he only needs one bullet to kill people. So
yeah,
it's probably not so much of a big deal.
It shouldn't affect him too much if he can get back into a position and recalibrate and try and get a pick to return that damage that's been caused onto him. It's 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock, and not much of an execution being carried out just yet. They're taking their time, hoping that Stickmen will make some sort of mistake, make some sort of silly peek, but it's not looking likely because they know how important this round is for them, so they can stay in this game and close that gap, which they definitely do need to do in this round.
Looks like over on A, Mr. Hoy and his team of merry men have taken Bracket's control and forced Stickmen back into the site. They've got no information on the top of Banana, so if they execute now, they're going to have to. They're going to have no health until the hit is over. JDD goes for an information play. He gets Mr. Hoy, but gets free fragged by Trials. Boaster puts his AWP to good use and finds Sheiky and puts them man up. And in that process, they probably spotted that bomb, and that causes the rotation to come back over from B. But he changed his mind and goes back over to A as Shaney, the lurker, in this round, manages to hold that second player on B. But there's only 24 seconds left on the clock.
What can you do? Not very much. Jaden takes him out. That's going to be 2 kills in his favour, and that leaves Shaney with the AWP against 4 CTs. So the best thing for him to do right now is to hold off and save that weapon. Obviously, he's got multiple rounds in his team's advantage, so he doesn't really need to risk too much in this round, does he?
Well, this is scary time here for Shaney. He's surrounded by sharks who want that AWP off him, and of course, if he loses this now, he gets no money. But it doesn't look like they're going to find him or really try for that matter. So he gets to keep that AWP. He doesn't get any money, of course. He's only got $50 US. So he can't buy any more utility. And they're going to force around that AWP. So this economy game is giving Stickmen a chance to get back into this game. They've got a long way to go, but they've started on their journey.
Yeah, they're starting to play a lot more, a lot more in a solid way, aren't they? They're holding their angles. They're playing more of a solid team. They're actually looking a lot more stronger than they have in recent rounds. So it'd be intriguing to see if they can keep this momentum going and win the next.
Starting to find their mojo. They're not really opting for any aggressive information plays on Banana. They're opting to give that up. And so are Enclave. So Banana is completely vacant. It's Felice. Whoever goes into there first is going to get information. Looks like no one as they take Bracket's control fast. And then they slow the pace down. Of course, no information from Stickmen. So they're not going to be able to really respond any earlier. Until perhaps this first pick comes in from Shaney, who's using a clever boost here to look into pit, but misses the shot onto a flying Boaster.
Yeah, connects it, but Boaster being very lucky there not to die. He's left with 16 HP, mind you, and JD now dies, and so does Boaster. They finally get that execution underway and win that site. Shiki getting the final kill onto A site, that being to Jadem. Now, the whole site is clear. That leaves Pulse and Roma to retake in a 2v5 situation. Is it likely they'll be able to successfully do that and retake? No.
No,
not looking
they're
likely
off.
whatsoever.
Not
They're
interested.
Not interested.
Just
Save those
browsing,
guns.
thanks. They're
Goodbye.
back over to the to B to try save those weapons. And that's going to put Enclave onto 14. Only the CZs for Enclave entering via short A there. Did you see who was getting those entree?
No, I didn't.
Enclave entry frags? It was Whisk.
Oh,
My
I
boy
thought it
Whisk.
would be. Yeah.
MVP Whisk has managed to get the double entry from
MVP
the
and your
the
MVP,
CZ.
yeah.
Oh, he's my MVP for this BO3. It's going to take some doing.
You'll have to buy him a drink
dethrone
after.
him. I think so. But if Stickmen manage to pull this out of the bag, come back from here, then maybe I will have to re-evaluate my award.
I'll be very surprised if they do, though. So I would keep that award at the ready.
Well, it looks like they're going to invest into this round. They're going to spend just about all the money that they have. So if they lose this, they are going to be facing match point and having to get 8 consecutive rounds to get back into it. But they're not at that stage yet. They are, they've still got that outside chance. Going for the boost in CT. And are they going to get set up on that boost before Whisk? No, they're going to get caught setting up so late into the round. And Roma has got nothing to do but spray the smoke. And the site is that of Enclaves.
And he's completely cut off now as well. Roma in a sticky position right now. Even if they do opt for a retake, it's going to be extremely unlikely that they can prove to successfully retake. And it looks like they're going to opt for a save, or do you think it's going to be a slow
entry
like back onto site?
Yeah, if they save, they're pretty much saying that we're going to win 8 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
But away they go. They're going to save.
8 rounds in a row it is.
8 rounds in a row. That's a long way back to save from. I think a lot of teams would have fancied the 4v5 retake attempt. Of course, it's B-side on Inferno, so retaking V5 is a pretty tall order, but so is winning 8 rounds in a row with a Famous and not much else.
They can't even do the double AWP setup, which normally works for Pulse.
No, I mean, they've had some luck with that double AWP setup. It's got them 1 round when they've been in trouble, but on both occasions here, it's been a little bit too late into the half. They've already been far too far behind when they've turned to the double AWP, and they haven't been able to keep those AWPs alive into consecutive rounds, and it's effectively caused them to get their own economy reset or weakened.
Yeah, they do have obviously the full utility to work with right now. Obviously a nice early smoke from both. They're trying to control the map as much as they possibly can. Obviously Enclave are opting for a bit of a control on Banana. Look at that aggression coming in, but JD says no. Goodbye. 1, 2, 3 kills. Good on JD to get those to make sure their B push isn't going to be successful. And we've got Pulse here flashing them off. Obviously reinforcements, that being JDM, are coming in. And that leaves Shaky and Shiki in a 2-3 situation. Maybe this 8 rounds in a row dream can come true. We have to wait and see, but it's looking more and more likely, hey?
Perhaps, but Shiki is on a flank. Do they have any clue that this is possible? Of course, they've got the bomb at top Banana. Boaster is holding the exit of Shaney from Banana, so he's trapped in there. But do they have the resources to keep an eye on Shiki, who is flanking? If he gets one here, he can really set the cat amongst the pigeons. Let's see, can he find that all-important first frag? And, or is Boaster going to find one first? They find one about the same time, so it's now a 2v1. They know where Shiki is now. His positional advantage is given up. He knows where Pulse is, so he's going to land a nade on his feet, but it only does 50-odd damage, and they still got that 2v1 advantage. Shiki's standing in the smoke.
I thought he was going to push through that, and
that is going to cause asthma.
Shiki, what are you going to do? You're going to peek, you're going to stay. Looks like he's going to opt for a stay. He's going to get the kill. He's peeking around the corner. Looks to the left. Maybe he didn't see Pulse go back to
Not sure if
the top of Banana. I don't know.
No, he was standing in the smoke, of course, so he wouldn't have seen
that. That's right,
Pulse escape from his little cubby hole. But that's one down, 7 to go. And they've got 1 AWP. They've upgraded from 0 to 1. Boaster's back on the AWP. Shaney's got an AWP of his own, but at least if they win this round, they're going to have a freebie. So they really probably only have to win maybe 4 genuine buy rounds to get back into to the overtime. But gee, it's a stretch. Whisk gets trapped in between 2 Molotovs, uses the smoke of his own to protect him from think what might be his own Molotov, I'm not sure. And they have got 3 resources over towards Banana, have Stickmen, but one is being rotated back to A. Little do they know that there is 4 terrorists lurking behind that smoke, and when that smoke clears, they are about to explode through. Fortunately for Stickmen, they have opted to back away through to site, so they are not going to get caught off guard.
Yeah, absolutely no T's on site A. It looks like they were going to fully execute site B, but we're seeing a slow rotation back to A now. So I'm interested to see exactly what Charles is going to opt to do. Maybe fake out B so they can get onto site A as quickly as they possibly can. But look, an interesting boiler boost here from Boaster and Jaden. Let's see how this works out for them.
Well, they're going to have to go big here because they have, for some reason, off really no information, rotated that extra player towards B on match point. That is quite the gamble. So, a little bit of a clue there. He would have heard that smoke hit the player at top mid. So they know that there is one there, and it's just a standoff at the minute. Is the flash going to come through the smoke? No, they're patient. They're waiting. There's only 28 seconds left, and they got nearly
leaving it late.
No map control. Leaving it very, very late. The smokes come into B. Where have those smokes come from? They've thrown them from Timbuktu, and they choose to opt to charge through long instead. And those smokes have kept the 2 players on B.
I like that. That's a very good little play there. Now they're on A. Brilliant fake on B, proving very successful there. Whisk taking out Boaster, Charles taking out Jadem, and that leaves 2 CTs to Enclave's 4 T's. What can they do? That was a brilliant little execution there. Brilliant little strat from Enclave. Hopefully they can get this bomb down, just leave it there and defend it as best they possibly can. But you've got to be pretty impressed with that to win the game, hey?
Well, they haven't won the game yet. Roman's still in the 1v2,
well,
but no, spoke too soon.
There we go.
Look, that is really impressive from the guys on Enclave. That's match. They played, 15 rounds in a row.